Hi everyone, I'm Law of the West, and in this If It Sits It Fits video is going to be all about the Polaris and what you can get into the bottom deck of this ship, like into the cargo bay area. And I think I'll be doing a separate video for what you can get into the hangar bay, the top portion of it. And just before I get too far into it, I just want to say that the goal of what I'm trying to do is not to try to get every little thing into here and show you how many things fit into it, because, you know, quite frankly, I don't have the time for that, and I don't have the people to work with as well, and not expect to actually get this video out in any time soon. So I'm not going to be going over every single one of the small wheeled vehicles that could fit into it, kind of like the STV or the PTV or anything like that, because essentially you already know that they fit. So that would be about seeing how many fit, and the answer to that is more than I have access to. Also, as you can see here, this snub fighter basically fits. This is the Merlin, the Archimedes fits, the 85X fits, the Pisces fit. Every one of those vehicles fit in as well, so that's not going to be an issue as well. The Fury also can be fit onto that list. Every one of the Gravlevs can fit into it as well. Gravlevs including, well, there's almost too many to list right now. But so every one of the small vehicles and small wheeled vehicles and the snub fighters also are going to be fitting into it. So my main concern is going to be essentially some of the small fighters. And let's see, I was hoping to find one around here that I could go to. And kind of some of the more oddly shaped and larger vehicles, not, you know, like the Atlas platform, the Tonk. Those are the couple of ones that I was really concerned with. Also showing off the Storm. The Storm does fit, by the way, spoilers. And the Storm AA is basically the same. The AA actually has a less of a profile than the actual Storm, has less height to it. And I also, just for giggles, I brought in some other ones like the MPUV, the Targo over there, and the Rover. And just once again, spoiler alert. That's what I get for not paying attention. All the Rovers do fit. So anything that's Rover sized or smaller, in case you have any questions about something individually that I didn't bring up, if it's the same size as a Rover or smaller, it is going to fit. So with that said, let's get into it. No, this is just due diligence doing this ship. I already knew the Razor is going to fit. The Razor has like an incredibly small profile, and if the Razor doesn't fit, then it eliminates a whole series of other ships that you'd have to choose to try and fit into this ship. Man, I could have worded that a lot better. The point is if the Razor doesn't fit, half of the fleet won't fit. So, look at this. That fits easy. That's like a glove there. Landing gear down. Boop. Oh, down boy. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Actually, you could probably fit all the Razors, all the different Razor variants in here, no problem. Yeah, flew right in. It'll fly right back out again. And there's another ship, too, that I had that was a small profile, which is the 100i. I don't currently have access to, but that fits into here no problem as well. Very easy, very comfortable fit. All right, this is another ship that I'm really curious about. Okay, landing gear up. Let's get into position. The Buccaneer, I think, is like a very underrated ship. Not my favorite for PvP, but just a fun ship overall. For PvE, it's really good. Now, I don't know if I can get in there with... Oh, easy there, pal. That was a little weird. I might have to angle it in, but height-wise, it looks good. If I just have to go in sideways, that's not really a big deal. Still, technically, I'm going to consider it a technical fit. See, this is warts and all here. Okay, landing gear down. Stop. It's going to bounce up in the air. That's okay. Boop. That's a fit. That's a total fit. Like, I just had to angle it in sideways. You could go in at a, like a... Well, just use to keep saying the same phrase over and over again. Keep going at an angle. You can get it in pretty easily. Be a little like I wouldn't want to have to be getting it out under a crisis situation where I'm like freaking out and having to push to get it outside. But like, you know, just going on your own terms. Nothing wrong with it. Pretty easy. Excellent. Okay. Still, ideally, I'm going to label this as a technical fit because I can't just go straight forward into it and out of it, but still pretty... For a technical fit, it's a pretty easy technical fit. Let's put it that way. All right. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I had to try. Okay. Here we go. Let's get into position. I think that spoiler might be a little too much, but we'll see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I gotta really calm down with the speed. You know you got a speed limiter, right? Yeah, I do know. I pay no attention to such things. Speed limiters are for noobs. And for people who want to live a long life. Oh, this looks dicey. This looks very dicey. I mean, I might have to scrape the bottom. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, that spoiler is going to be an issue. I can tell you that right now. I could try anyway. If this works, I'm already calling it as a technical fit. Oh, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, even if I tried to, like, angle it in, that still wouldn't work. I still got the same problem. Oh, God, I'm stuck. I mean, like, I'm really stuck. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Yeah. This was a really bad idea. Okay, and by extension, all the other ships in this series are not going to fit. I'm just calling it right now. I just did that to see if it would get me unstuck. Sometimes little stuff like that works. Yeah, see, it got me unstuck. Ooh, easy there, pal. This doesn't seem to want to... Despite the fact... Oh, it doesn't seem to want to back up. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, that was a bad experiment. But I'm happy I did it. If somebody else does manage to get that in, or they want to say that they could get it in, dude, technical fit at best. And I don't want to hear any garbage about you ripped off the spoiler and it works just fine. I don't count that as a fit. You don't want to be doing that every time you want to get your ship inside of something. So, yeah, fail. Okay, while I'm on this Drake kick here, I want to try some of the starter ships. Like, some of the starter ships, like, I absolutely know are going to fit. Like, the 100i definitely fits. And what is that other one? The Raylene? Suline. Yeah, the Suline does not fit. Like, I'm not even going to try that. I know for a fact that does not fit. But this, okay, landing gear up. This, I have no idea. This, I believe, is the Rambler that I grabbed. Oh, if this is going to fit, it is going to be a tight fit. Let's just take a look here. Ooh, yeah. Oh. See, that happens way too easily. And I don't think of a way I can make this any shorter than it already is. I got the landing gear up. VTOL thrusters going forward. Man. This is gonna be rough. Yeah, it's getting stuck right there. If I get any lower, I'm bottoming out. Yeah, that's not gonna fit. That is... Oh, God. Okay, collision gets really wonky at that point, and it starts spitting me out. I'm not gonna poke the bear. I'm gonna call this... this is gonna be a fail, even though someone out there might technically be able to get it into it. And if you can, good for you, but I'm declaring this a fail. This is not an easy fit. This is not a comfortable fit by my definition, so... That ain't happening. So, cutter, and by extension, all the cutter variants, I'm going to say no. And right now, my God, you can fit a ton of stuff into here. As you can see over here, we got the Pisces, and the Pisces just doesn't even scratch the surface of what you can get into this ship. But as you can see, man, look how much open space you still have on top of this. And I have it crammed into the corner over here. And it's kind of like, you know, the butt sitting on one of these cargo ramps, which I wouldn't really advise doing because that is just an accident waiting to happen. But it shows you just how out of the way you can make it. I could park it more to the side and kind of get one of the landing struts off these little cargo ramps and probably still have enough room to keep it off of the main area. So that's okay. This is the start of a lot of stuff that we're going to be trying out. Okay, we'll see how much of that footage survives. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to leave that in or not. I just tried the Tonk. The Tonk, the Centurion, and the Blade were not so much attempts at getting ships into this as they were acts of violence. And I think I might be fined if they see what kind of brutality I imposed upon those vehicles and ships and attempt to try to get them inside this bottom deck of the Polaris. We'll see if that survives or not. I might try it again because, whoa, that was brutal. That was brutal footage. Now, I wanted to see if some of the starter ships could fit in. Now, the Mustang is a no. The 100i is a yes. And I want to see if I could get this ship in, because this would be kind of an interesting bit of synergy. Obviously, being an RSI ship and the Aurora starter ship. And it looks like, you know, I'm fumbling it a little bit, but man, it's inside. That's not bad. You can get two of these in here pretty easy. Okay, so the real test of it. Oh, easy there, pal. Hold on a second. Let me reorientate myself. Is if whether or not the landing gear can be put down. And it can. Oh, and I got a lot of clearance up here too. Nice. Okay, so this adds a little extra value there to the Aurora. Because if this was your starter ship, and let's just say that was your humble beginnings and you worked your way all the way up getting a Polaris, well, you've got a little escape pod here going. You can still keep using it. You can put a little extra cargo on it. It's got a little interior space. It's not bad. Also, I wanted to say is the 100i also fits in here really easily. And so does all the variants for it. I don't have, unfortunately, a 100i to show you right now, but I did verify that it does fit inside of the ship. So there's that. Okay, so what do we got next? What are we doing? Yeah, I think you see me seeing it right there in the background. That's what we're going to try. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see how this is going to work. I got a good feeling about this. My God, I created so much damage to this Polaris in these tests. So the first thing I have to do is bring this up. Hello? Is it going to be all okay? Come on, man. Whoops. There it goes. Little slight delay. This thing turns into a UFO once you bring up that landing gear. This should be able to fit in. Looks like width-wise, it's not going to be an issue. Yeah, nice. So it's just good to have options. I'm not too surprised that this fits. I think theoretically I could probably get about 4 of these guys in here pretty easy and still have room around them. Which is pretty nice. You know, considering these guys don't have like any quantum drives on their own, so it'd be nice to be able to bring a whole bunch of these with you and not have to put it in the upstairs hangar. So you could still have a fighter craft with you and then have like a little army of these guys to go with you as well. So, good deal. Okay. What else have I not checked? Let's take a look here. I don't know why everything defaulted to off, but I'm sure somebody is going to let me know in the comments section. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to reorientate the camera. Okay, so back to that little rant I was going on about the light fighters. I tried every one of them already. Like, I've already actually put the arrow inside. This is the only one that just goes in easy. Let me bring the... Hold on a second. Let me bring the wings down. You kind of have to do this to get inside it. Then drop the landing gear once you are inside. I did the Gladius as well. Gladius is a little bit more challenging, but you can do it. Like, it was what I would consider to be a technical fit, but not like a extraordinarily difficult technical fit. just going to bottom out as I go in. I just want to make this nice and easy. And unfortunately, I might do that again because, let's turn sideways, because you can get 2 arrows in here, which is rather interesting. So you can get 6 arrows on the top deck, and you can get 2 arrows down here. So there's only one bad side to this, and I'll show you what it is in a second. So let's drop the landing gear, which will plop me down onto the ground. See, it, like, ooh, like, it, like, exactly fits. Yeah, okay, am I making contact with all 3 of these? I believe I am. But you can see the way the wings are up there, that really takes up some space. If I could decouple the wings folding from the landing gear, then this wouldn't be a problem at all. And you're supposed to be able to do that at some point. But going back to the Gladius, what I was talking about is when I brought it in, I sheared off the tail wings on it, the stabilizers. And I really didn't have to. That was just me not really knowing what I was doing. But you can get it in here and you can get it out again. I wouldn't have to do it under a panic situation, but yeah. The blade was a miserable failure. That I got it in here and I don't even know how. I ripped one of the wings off, like the entire wing off, and then getting it out was a huge pain. Technically, you can get the blade inside, but it is such a pain, I consider it a failure. Yeah, it's not something I would do. Definitely not a good fit. And the Talon doesn't fit at all. Don't even bother. So now here's the problem with getting it out again. You kind of got to get a little distance off the pad. The only way you can do it is by bringing the nose up and then pulling in the landing gear. It's actually really not that difficult. Making it sound like it's more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, hold on a second. I got the sensitivity set up way too high, so I'm bopping around more than I should be here. But yeah, so you can get it out again pretty easy. The Arrow is without a doubt the best of all the 4 light fighters for being stowed inside. Like I said before, you can get 6 in the top deck and then 2 in the bottom, so you can have a nice little fleet of light fighters if you wanted to. Pretty nice. Okay. Okay, let's see how this works out. I gotta retake this footage. Unfortunately, the last bit of footage I had got corrupted. So let's do this again, see how it works out. Also, the pulley up here is bouncing around a lot, so hopefully it's gonna work with me. Now, as I may or may not have already said, the Gladius fits, but it's a little bit of a tight fit. Hold on a second. Oh, easy there, pal. You kind of have to, like, work it in a little bit. Ooh, see, it's doing that. It's teleporting. That could be trouble. It does that at just the wrong moment, and I am fish bait. You kind of got to work the wings in one at a time. And the last time I did this, I completely knocked off those tail wings, those stabilizers. Let's see if I can do it this time a little more gracefully than I did in my last attempt. Hey! Okay. Inside. Totally good to go. Let's get the landing gear down. Okay, I believe I got both the wings in. Hold a second. It's really kind of, yeah, it's wonky camera work in here, but there we go. I can see what I'm doing. Let's just back it up just a little bit before I drop the landing gear. There we go. Now, this would not be my light fighter of choice to use to park down here, but it's kind of good to know if you have a good pilot, and if you need the spare room, you could take a Gladius and park it in here, you know, in case the situation arises. I wouldn't want to try to park more than one in. You need that extra room to get this bad boy in here. That's great. Okay, so I only have one other ship that I want to try, and I should be good to go. Okay. Oh, I was a little too slow with the recording there. The voice, when she kicked in, had this really neat kind of like echo effect to it. Boom, that's off. That's on. Okay, this is kind of something I just noticed. When I stowed these vehicles last night, when I came back into it, every one of them are now depowered. So, if you get into any of your vehicles and they're not running, that's what's going on. I mean, you could just look right down here and notice, but like sometimes I am not the most observant person on the face of the planet. I'm still working on my first cup of coffee this morning. And like none of these vehicles and the planes I was trying out were moving. I was like, oh, they're all depowered. Okay, that can do something with it. Okay, so this is one of the Atlas platforms. This is the Spartan, I believe. Now it's kind of interesting because every one of these Spartan or every one of these Atlas platforms has a different overhead clearance. I believe this one should be able to get in here without any problems. At least I'm hoping. Yeah, see, that's easy. Easy peasy. Now, unfortunately, oh, that camera work. So I'm gonna see if I can get this in here sideways. So I could get 2 of these in here pretty easy. Not the best parking job, but, you know, it'll do for now. So I tried this with the Ballista, and that was a no-go. Like, there was just not enough clearance. Oh, God, okay, so it looks like this is going to be a little tricky getting it out. Maybe I might have to back it out. That gun on top is being a little bit of an issue. Hold on a second, let me straighten out here. This is my first time trying with this vehicle, and it looks like pulling straight forward and coming out is causing a little bit of an issue. Like, you gotta make sure and point those guns down, otherwise they can get stuck. So be aware of that. But other than that, this fits pretty easy. Now, I am really kind of curious about the Centurion, I believe. Yeah, it's right over here. Let's see how that works. And we'll do a quick little jump cut. Okay, and depending on what order I play this video footage in, because I have no idea. I've done this in a series of like, what, 4 different sessions right now. So hopefully I'm going to match this footage up to front to back in some kind of logical order. But back to the Centurion, I got it stuck going up the ramp and trying to get in. And my only advice to you, it does fit. Like, you can get it into here, but don't do it slowly. Go in as fast as humanly possible, because if you don't get over that first hump, it's going to get stuck there. And if you look in that background, I have a very happy tank bouncing around, and has every right to be happy because I had to use that to bang this thing over the hump and get it inside. So let's see how easy it gets out. And as usual, when you're getting this thing outside, you kind of got to dip the front nose down a little bit so it doesn't get you stuck. And it gets out pretty easy. So I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to try and go in going full speed and see if that fixes the problem. Because going in slowly didn't do me any favors at all. As a matter of fact, if I have some boost, I'd use it. We're going to... Oh, see, I got stuck again trying to go up here. Okay, so... this is a technical fit. What do I mean by a technical fit? It means I was going full speed, by the way, trying to get over that ramp. If I took another ship, or excuse me, not another ship, another vehicle behind it and banged it in here, it would go over that hump and get in here pretty easy. And it gets out easy enough. But if I need to, if it requires another vehicle to ram this thing from behind to get it inside, then that's not a good fit. Let's see if I can kind of back out a little bit. Yeah, see, I can't even back out. Tires aren't making good contact. It came in at a weird angle. I'm a little surprised by this, if I'm going to be honest with you. And the only thing I could say is maybe if I backed up even more and got even more distance and tried to get up here going faster, maybe that would have worked. But, you know what? Looks like I got to go get the Tonk and bail me out of this again. But yeah, this is 2 out of 2 tries that I got stuck going into it. The first time I was going slowly, got stuck on the hump. This time, going what I thought was full speed, still got stuck on the hump again. So bear that in mind. As a matter of fact, this is how I felt about the whole experience here. My God, this thing could take a beating. When you get to hell, tell them Law sent you. God. My God, that thing's a beast. It even leaves an ugly corpse. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, so back to the Tonk. I think this is going to be the final footage I actually throw into it, because I tried this over and over again until I found out what the secret to getting the Tonk in was. And like, I can, let's see, hold on a second. Yeah, prove me wrong this time. Watch this be the first time it's difficult to get it out. Because the other 3 times I tried it, I could get it out with no problems at all, but getting it in was basically a huge issue for me. And I kind of figured out what the secret is to getting it in. Now, one thing I always knew, hey, look at all that damage I did to this poor vehicle. Oh my god. It was all for science, buddy, so it was all worth it. Trust me. Okay, so the first thing I had to do is take the 2 Badgers off. You can either just unlock the weapons, pull them off with a tractor beam, put them in the back or something, or just uninstall them when you're in the fleet manager. Or not the fleet manager, but you're in your Moby Glass. Okay. So, after those are gone, what I found is that I just backed it up into it. As long as you're lined up good, yeah, you just back it in. No problem. Look at that. Super easy. Going forward, and you are going to have a world of hurt. And I was trying to do all kinds of crazy stuff. I was trying to rotate the turret when I was going around and doing all those things. But, you know, as long as you don't mind having to pull in a very specific way, and you don't mind either having to lose those 2 guns or install them every time you go in and out, then you're good to go. But this can actually transport a Tonk. And there you go. And there you have it. So I don't know how much information I gave on the other 2 attempts I tried to do this. Hopefully I don't lose too much, but yeah. I've been doing a lot of rambling. The joys of broadcasting live while you're recording. Let me tell you. Okay, let's see what else I've missed. All right, this is something I know is going to fit. I haven't tried it yet, but if this doesn't fit, I would be shocked. Like, absolutely shocked. The only thing that worries me is how much this thing bounces around when you just try to park it. So I wouldn't really try to stuff this inside of here if you had any other vehicles around it, because that's probably just going to be a recipe for destruction. But let's get up here. This thing was almost made for going in the Polaris, because it's wide, but it's, you know, not very tall. Yeah, see, it gets in here no problem. This would be my ground vehicle of choice as opposed to the Tonk if I was going to be doing a ground assault. I could also fit about 2 of them in here pretty easy. I just rode up the ramp, no problems. The only thing I would say is I would make sure that the turret is retracted before you try doing this. But other than that, this is good to go. Let's try that again. Hey everyone, so I'm doing the Fury right now, and I just want to show that basically every one of the snub fighters can fit into here, and I'm including the 85X and the Pisces into that as well. Which means you just have a lot more options, which is kind of good because I don't, you know, essentially I'd want to put like either a fighter craft or some of the larger craft into the top hangar bay. And then if I did want to bring any like auxiliary or supplemental ships along with me, I would want to bring them down here. I was just taking it nice and easy here. Oops, get in there. Yeah, see, there's the Kruger over there. The Archimedes also fits into it. And like I said, the Pisces and all the Pisces variants also fits into it. The 85X. Basically, any one of the smaller vehicles and any of the ones that don't have a quantum drive, they can all fit into here. That includes the MPUV that you can see in the background and probably 1 or 2 others I'm forgetting right now. But because of their size too, I mean, look at this thing. I mean, you could probably, I don't even know how many you could put into here. Like some of the listings goes anywhere from 12 to 16 Furies into the top deck, into the top hangar. And God knows how many more you could put down into here as well. Because I'm just looking at this right now, and even giving enough marginal space in between them, I could probably fit 1, 2, 3, probably 4 of them right here on this strip. And then another one over there where the Merlin is. Maybe even 1 or 2, and then put like 2 rows of them out here and still have plenty of room between all of them. So, a lot of options. Like, you could really turn this into a really mean kind of like auxiliary, like a pocket carrier if you really wanted to. So, good deal. So I think as you guys probably figured out by now, the main goal for what I'm trying to do is not go over every single vehicle in the roster to see if they fit, because I mean there's some of them that are kind of obvious, like every Gravlev can fit into it, every one of the small wheeled vehicles like the STV can fit into it, you know, like the PTV, all those things, obviously. Oh, you know what I think I need to do here? Hold on a second. Let's check this out real quickly. It's this old problem. No, okay. Engines are turned on. How about anything else? Okay, good to go. Power management, it's a little, there's some bugs in there you need to be aware of. Sometimes things don't always work, and you need to kind of fiddle around with the controls to make them work. Just like a computer. So going back to that little rant I was talking about, like the main things I wanted to check were some of the vehicles that weren't immediately apparent as to whether or not they could fit into it. Like the Atlas platforms was one, the Tonk was another. There's a couple of ships that I wanted to see if they could fit into it. And this is neat. I'm kind of curious how many of these I could fit into it. And I'm guessing 3 comfortably. You could probably get 4 or 5, maybe even more in here uncomfortably if you really want to work on it. But this is obviously the Rover. All the Rover variants have the same kind of technical specs as far as their size-wise goes. So, I should say they have the same dimensions, not technical specs. Sorry about that. But yeah, good to go. So I wanted to try all those other vehicles to see how they'd fit in, to give you a rough idea. And even some of the ships, like there's some obvious ships that fit into it. And once again, I know I've said this before, but I don't know what order I'm going to be playing this footage in and splicing all this Frankenstein-like material together. But yeah, so far, this might actually be the last one, because I could do a good summary right now, which is, as far as ships go, I would recommend the Arrow. The 100i is another one that fits in there very easily. The Argo tractor here, the Targo, that fits in pretty good. As far as the sorry, I kind of brain farted there for a second. And as far as the other kind of light fighters go, the Gladius is kind of like a technical fit, but not a bad technical fit. It's pretty easy. You just don't want the Polaris doing any kind of crazy maneuvers where you're trying to get in and out of it, and it'll be fine. And then most of the other things I really wouldn't recommend. Not any of the other light fighters. A lot of the other vehicles don't fit in, or not vehicles, but the other spacecraft don't fit into it. I haven't tried everything, so there might be a couple of things that people have in here that they say will fit that they can add to the comments section. I'll try it out later on, maybe do a follow-up video. As far as vehicles go, anything that's rover sized or smaller is going to fit into it. And anything that's bigger than rover sized, like with the Atlas platforms, the Spartan fits into it pretty good. The Centurion, it fit in with problems, like too many problems. The Ballista does not fit into it. Ooh, I did too much damage to this ramp. And unfortunately, the Tonk, and I'm going to try like the Tonk one last time here. Technically, you can get it inside, but it's very problematic. Okay, this is one last thing that I wanted to try. I attempted it once before, and I didn't realize that I had left the landing gear out, which made it very difficult to try to do. But I'm going to try this again. As you can see, I brought in the guns. My landing gear is up. Oops. My nose is ramming into my Polaris. Let's see what I got here. Now, I'm thinking I might just be able to pull this off. And if not, well, once again, all for science. I mean, width-wise, it looks like it fits. It's all about whether or not I can even out as I'm going in. And let's see if I can do that. Oh, it's just too chunky. Oh, it just seems to be just a little too chunky. Hold on, let's get into the first person mode. Okay, so... oh, it's not letting me level off. This is what I was afraid of. Okay, well... let's see if I can... oh, God. I can back it out, at least. I'm not totally stuck. So, which means I'm going to try a little bit more. It gives me some wiggle room to work with. Now... yeah, right now this thing desperately wants to impound my Polaris because of all the damage I've done to it. And every other vehicle involved. Okay, so this is what it looks like right here. What's holding me up? What could I try to do? Yeah, it looks like that body is just too thick to get in. What I was trying to do is... yeah, I can't pitch at all while I'm doing this. That's the problem. And I might be able to back it up. Try just a little more. And I realize the fact that I'm even putting this much effort into trying to do this immediately puts into the technical fit category, if anything. But yeah, see, immediately just... I am not firing. You calm yourself down. Oh, I might got stuck this time. Oh, no. Well, I could try doing something really stupid, but I know that's going to bite me in the ass. I could extend the wings out. Okay, so in case anybody was curious, this is a no-go. This is not going to happen. I might be able to really put... Ooh, okay, so I can back out still. But I cannot go any more forward than I did there. Nah. And once again, this was just for science. You know, it's just... I thought I could do it. If I had one less extra coat of paint, I bet I could make it in there. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I felt like I could get a little further in by doing that. I figure all I'm going to end up doing, though, is getting it stuck. And once I get this in, getting it out is going to be a bit of a problem. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, well... I was just thinking about kind of backing it up and trying to ram it in, because sometimes that does wonders. Nope, nope. I think all I'm gonna really do is get it stuck. Can I? Let's see. Let's get to the first person mode. Oh yeah, I can't even do that. All I could do is go back. Okay, I'm calling this. That was a real pain. That was not working, but it was worth a try. And on that note, because I do not have a goodbye already set up, I think I'm going to give my farewells. Thank you, anybody who's still sticking around and watching this. I've been your host, Law of the West. Thanks for watching, and good night.